Welcome to Inside the Blue Zone. I'm your host, Mason Nava.
And I'm Julian Beltran.
And today we're here with cross country.
Hi, I'm Sonny Cortez. I am a senior.
Hi, my name is Edward McGee and I'm a freshman.
My name is Isaiah Welch and I'm a senior.
My name is Isabel Ramirez and I'm a junior.
My name is Isabela Pacheco and I'm a senior.
So how does your guys' scoring for work for cross country?
So for cross country, it is a team, but it's really individual effort, really, because it's kind of like golf where the least amount of score wins. So whoever gets first place, that's 1 point. Second place, 2 points. So the placement you get is the amount of points you get. So you try the better place you get, the least amount of points you get, and whoever has the least amount of points wins.
So how has this year's been for cross country, and how does it relate to last year's season for you guys?
This year, I say it's been like a roller coaster for sure. It's been up and down. There's a lot of positives where there been one practice where we're hitting the reps, we're hitting times that coach expects, and we're having fun just executing. But then there's other practices where I just want to quit, and I just will struggle, and then everything's getting to me. And then I say, at least personally, our first race we had, I didn't hit that very good of a time. I hit 19. But this last race, I got 17:20. And so I will say, even looking out at the team, I say we all have our up and downs. We did have this Saturday practice a week ago where we're hitting the times that we got, but then yesterday is a struggle. So it's really up and down. And compared to last year, I think we'll do better, for sure. And yeah, it's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, I agree. This year's been a lot harder than last year, especially because it's been really, really hot lately. And it's kind of hard not to skip out on reps. But this year, I've been doing good, but I haven't really been excelling how I've been wanting to lately.
This year has been good so far. But from last year, that was my first year in cross country. I can tell that is a little bit easier, but the times now are going really down with my competition. But it's going good.
Yeah, so this is just my first year, but like what Isaiah said, we all have our ups and downs. And earlier in the season, I got injured, and I wasn't able to run at all. But with time, I came back, and I was able to run a good time at Sunbeam this meet. And I broke 18, which only a couple freshmen ever did in school.
Wait, what do you mean by breaking 18? Can you explain
So breaking 18, 18 minutes, in the 5K, and in the school history, it's for freshmen, that's really rare.
Yeah.
So the last record holder for that was 2016, I think. So yeah, this year's going really good for me.
Wow, such a really good.
Okay, just to take away from what all of them said, I feel like this year has been really good for me. I feel like this is the fastest I've ever been, and it's shown in my times, but at the same time, the hardest part is motivation, finding that motivation to keep going, keep running, and not to skip reps. And yeah.
So a lot of you guys talk about motivation to keep running and not skipping reps and stuff. And obviously in the valley here, it's super hot. And running is kind of a punishment for any other sport. So why did you guys choose cross country, and what makes you guys keep going,
Why do you guys want to run so much?
All right, so why I did it? I don't know. I guess personally, at 8th grade, for the miles, I would always be one of the top to finish. And my mom and my Mr. Brown, my PE teacher, kind of noticed that I had something pretty well for running. And so I just tried it out my freshman year. I didn't have any other fall sport to do, so I just tried out cross country. And I excelled my freshman year in both cross country and track, and I loved it ever since. And I just keep on doing it because it's complicated. There's no the straight answer, but I feel almost satisfied. I feel happy while running, especially during long runs. And sometimes I want to have my music. I was looking around at the scenery, and I just feel peace that I don't find in many other places. And so. And after having a great race, having a painful race, and wanting to quit, and end up not quitting and you finish, it's the best feeling in the world. So yeah, that's why I do cross country.
Okay, I'm in cross country because, what motivates me is kind of just going into my other sports because I do soccer. So I'm by the time I get into soccer, I'm very conditioned. And then also going up to San Diego and just running in like beautiful places is very like motivating. Like the sceneries you see out there is really pretty. There'll be like a lot of greens. And then, well, yeah.
For me, has been like actually kind of hard finding motivation more because I'm more like a track athlete and I'm doing cross country for getting in shape for track. But running in other places more than just doing laps and laps ever again, I think is what it helps. What it really helps that you're looking other things more than just being looking.
So for me, it was mostly because of my brother Noah. Right now, he's in the number 1 spot in the valley, and like for me, I just wanted like some of that spotlight. So that's why I started to start running. But sometimes when I run, I feel like, why am I even doing this in the first place? But it's not really until after where I just start seeing the progress and the things I've accomplished, and I just feel like this is why I do it.
Oh wait, the reason why I started running was to get away from everything mainly, and because my sister was running at the time too. And to keep going while running and keep doing this sport, I feel like my motivation is like my team. I feel like if I quit, then I'm letting them down and everything. So yeah, and I mean, running's like kind of like a staple in my life, and it's always there for me, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
So you guys talk about like beautiful scenery and stuff like that. I've heard about this thing. I don't know because I don't like running, but I think it's called like runner's eye or something like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you guys get that? Like, is that a thing?
Yeah. At the end of races for sure, and at the end of long runs for me personally, and true even during workouts, I get that too. Our races for the Imperial Valley League races, they're at Sunbeam Lake, and the finish is just, how long is the last road? It's like 100 meters,
It's like
something like that. 150 is 100 meters. It's just a
You
straight
kind
shot.
of just get like tunnel vision, or what is it?
Tunnel vision for sure. Like I don't even hear the crowd around me or anything. I just see who's in front of me and what I gotta do. Like my mission.
And I think that's
For sure.
like the right there where you're running the last 100 meters where everybody's lined up and you can't hear
Oh, yeah.
you can't hear anybody. It's like you're just trying to finish because you've just ran 3 miles.
You wouldn't understand unless you're a runner like competitively. And I don't know, just being at the finish and knowing you've been through so much pain, but it's by the end, you get a different type of motivation that just pushes you. And yeah, but I even get during workouts, and I don't know, it's like a weird like phenomenon. Like, I can't explain it, but just something happens in my brain knowing that I'm almost done, and you just go.
That's pretty cool. So personally, do you guys have like any goals for like seniors? That's your last year, so do you guys have any goals for cross country? I know a lot of you guys do like track later on in the year, so like goals to work into track, or like for the rest of you, like goals before you graduate.
Well, me personally, goals, I don't have a like an exact goal that I want, like no time or placement, whatever. I just want to be happy with that the time I finished. I want to finish the season looking back and say, I'm happy with how things went. And I don't want to look back and have like too many regrets. I don't want to, for example, like quitting or something. I say my sophomore year, we really thought we were going to go to state that year for CIF. And after performing poorly at CIF, that's when I had regret. And I don't want to feel that feeling ever again. And so what I'm just saying is that I just want to push and just really have an outcome that I can be proud of and be satisfied with. So yeah, that's my goal.
Yeah, my goal is honestly just to do really good at CIF and finish off the season strong. Like I want to break my PR from last year, but I need to stop skipping reps to do that. Because I skip reps all the time, and yeah, my goal is kind of just not to stop. And then after cross country season, I do go into soccer season, but I want to keep on practicing and running to be really good condition for track because soccer still helps with that. So going into track season, I'm hoping that to also PR in my 800 and just do better in running during all seasons.
And my goal is to break 17 in the 5K. Hopefully I get that by next IVL. And then for track, it later goes on into the 800, which is my main goal. I want to be the school record holder, which is I have to hit a 156, and that's like my main goal right now.
156, is that a minute 56 per lap, or like what is that?
No, it's probably like a 58 per lap.
Tell them what an 800 is, because do you know how much an 800 is?
An
800
800
Laps
is
of the track.
yeah, an 800 is 2 laps around the track, and he's trying to run it in 1 minute and 56 seconds. So yeah.
So I don't know how you guys' practice schedule is, or like when your guys' like run days are or whatever, but how do you guys like be a student athlete, and how do you guys maintain school and your sports?
It's difficult for sure because I do more than cross country. I do band as well, and I go to my church's youth group at St. Mary's, and it's tough for sure. I don't have much time even before practice. Practice is at 5 and it ends like at 6:30, but then I have band sectionals from 6 to 8. So I go to the second half of that. So from 5 to 8, I'm busy, and on Wednesdays I have youth group, and that ends at 8:30. So from 5 to 8:30, I'm finished. But I'm gonna go home, eat, shower, and rest for a little bit. So I'm starting my homework like at 9:30 or something, and something I struggle with is doing my homework before practice. So as a student athlete, it's a lot of discipline for sure, and I say this will help me out a lot for life in general, because the way this life gonna be, it's gonna be hectic, and to accomplish what you really want, I mean, you are gonna have to sacrifice a little bit, but in the outcome, the end, it's gonna be worth it for sure. So yeah.
Okay, so the last 3 years of cross country, I've only done cross country. So it's been kind of easy just going to practice for like an hour, 30 minutes. And it's been easy, but my senior year, I just took upon doing 2 sports. So cross country again starts at 5 and ends around 6:30. But right after cross country, I have to go to flag football. And then on Thursdays, I play soccer games like at 8. And so it's been hard trying to maintain it, but I just try to make sure I do all my homework when I have time at school. And then if not, I'll just do it during my advisory. And and then it's also kind of hard to manage cross country sometimes when we're trying to be all like included in school, trying to go to football games, and then football games end really late, or we're trying to go out, and then on Saturdays we have cross country meets that we have to be there at like 3 in the morning and wake up early to leave to San Diego. But eventually we just get it done. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's really difficult trying to stay on top of all your like assignments with cross country, because you're running miles and miles in like 100-degree weather, and you're coming home and you're already exhausted. You don't want to do anything, but it's just the price you have to pay to stay in cross country while keeping up with your school. And for me, just like Isaiah, I'm in band. So on Fridays, we have meets on Saturdays, but we have to stay till 10, and we still have homework on top of that. So yeah, it's just really difficult. But I feel like the mentality-wise, us being able to run miles and miles also transfers over to us being able to do our work and stuff. So yeah, I just feel like it's difficult, but it's doable.
Yeah, it's really hard, more because you struggle with your mentality while you're running. Because when you're running miles and miles, you're just overthinking sometimes. And after running a lot and then having to go home and do some work or homework, it actually makes you overthink a lot. And but it's not impossible. I mean, you just have to put so much effort in it to not quit your sport, or not put too much in sport and not too much in school. But it's actually hard more because when you're trying to rest, you have practice the next day. Oh, we have meets this next Saturday. Like sometimes we wake up at 4 a.m., 3 a.m., and other times we go practice Saturdays at 6 in the morning. So not having enough rest for practicing, or not even the weekends, is kind of hard.
Yeah. Also to add on, if you're in like clubs or like ASB, because I know I'm in ASB and I know it's a lot of work. Also being in that, just finding the time to do your work is very important. Sometimes I lose track of time, but it's okay. Whenever I get my work done, you always just have to communicate with your teachers or communicate with your coaches that you don't have time, or you'll find the time later. And life is always going to be busy, so you just need to find time to do your stuff that you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's great. I think that's just gonna wrap it up for us. I want to thank you guys for joining us today, and yeah.
For sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.